I work as a lead product manager, really across two divisions. So I span the whole service line of prospective teachers. So from get into teaching and how we attract and inspire potential applicants in the first place through advertising and marketing campaigns and events and mailing lists and intelligent use of our CRM system and our campaign site into the actual teacher application journey itself, which is more of a traditional gov.uk, more transactional service. And so I've kind of stepped into an existing program with all public beta services and quite mature teams, quite multifunctional units as well. So policy and marketing and advertising and communications colleagues, all quite integrated with digital delivery. There's always kind of an ongoing journey that teams will be on. But yeah, I've kind of stepped into a fairly mature space there, and my role is really having built all of the individual pillars of the products within the service lines. My role is to help the teams to stitch things together a little bit better. So make sure that we've got the right end-to-end data insights and product thinking across all of the different online services that prospective teachers might touch, basically, and make sure that we are using things that we learn in the later parts of the journey, particularly around what makes people successful and not in their applications, and how we might help them at an earlier point or a more appropriate point in their journey from the offset. I've had a couple of really positive experiences of having policy and delivery really closely married. This on becoming a teacher, particularly, there is a really effective relationship between policy and digital delivery. We actually have a policy team as part of our kind of digital setup. And we are really quickly moving towards a model where the policy owner, once the early thinking has been done, they look outwards to involve digital delivery in early thinking. And then when the actual thing starts to be built, then they move across into the team as a domain expert. So they kind of move with the work. Which has been particularly effective for a couple of things that we've delivered already this year. In getting to teaching, we have one of the tools, one of the vehicles that we use are in-person and online events, where prospective teachers can ask questions of training providers and other sector experts and DFE colleagues that they're organising the events as well. And one of the things that we're experimenting with and getting a degree of success out of at the moment is when you look at the find teacher training service. So when people are quite heavily into the applying process and they're looking for training providers in their area, we're surfacing information about events as well, and we're looking to increasingly personalize because it's geographical results and it's relevant stuff in your area for you to look at to become a teacher, rather than just surfacing the final step of looking for a training provider. I was saying, if you're not quite there yet, you can look for an event in that area as well. And so you're kind of marrying two parts of the service line for people at different stages of their application journey there. Very often when you're building an end-to-end digital service, you will be incorporating parts of the business, certain processes that have existed before the service that you're trying to build. And so there is quite often a degree of um, ownership that the existing teams feel, and business processes that by necessity need to be kind of picked apart with those people. And it's really important for all colleagues to see the value of what you're trying to achieve and how it makes everybody's life better. It's not about kind of overrunning and stealing the thing that somebody else owns. It's about working together to solve a problem for your users. And I think it's really important to frame things in that way, and to really bring people not just close to the digital delivery, but have them as part of it so that they are able to influence the thinking and bring their really helpful domain knowledge into what you're trying to achieve as well, and feel the same amount of ownership as the digital teams do that are building the thing. I think you should be prepared to have some quite tricky conversations and some clashes of thinking and ways of working. And actually, that's a huge benefit, because once you cut all of that stuff on the table and you really get people opening up and being honest with each other, and putting all of their kind of ideas and thoughts and fears and all of that stuff out there, you end up with a melting pot of better ideas and more creativity overall, and bringing different views of the world, of kind of existing as is, or kind of more strategic or policy or finance colleagues, or all of these different views of the world alongside digital delivery and user research and insights, and where I'm working now, marketing and advertising, and it's just a brilliant mix of brains. But getting the conversation started, getting people to kind of leave their egos at the door a little bit and not feel like their team knows best for every aspect of an end-to-end delivery, is really tricky thing to do. And it's worth it being aware of that and calling it out up front, that it requires a a big degree of time and energy and care in, and the right facilitation of those conversations as well.